Hi, my name is Randy Rolfe, and this is an independent consultant presentation on the business and products and philosophy of Nikken. And I'm going to share with you a PowerPoint now to give you an overview. And we invite you to get back with the person who sent you to this presentation to learn more. So let me start our slideshow. Nikken's all about active wellness and collaborative entrepreneurship. And we help people, and by helping people one at a time or groups, we help the planet, and it also helps us with our personal profit. So those 3 P's are integral to the Nikken lifestyle. This is an independent Nikken consultant presentation, and Nikken's philosophy is really based on the power of our daily choices and habits, which determine our quality of life. The small choices we make every day over time create a radical difference, and this graph shows that over time, these little decisions add up to either a life where we're not achieving our potential, or a life of humans being more, which is the motto of the company for over 40 years. And it affects our income, our health, our relationships, our happiness, our overall success and fulfillment in life. And so we make the Nikken choice. The Nikken idea started over 40 years ago based on the 5 pillars of health. And if you have these 5 pillars in balance and nurturing all of them, they work together. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And if you think about it, if any of those really starts to get weak, the others suffer. If there's health problems, everything suffers. If you're not spending fulfilling quality time with your family, it affects your attitude, it affects your health, and probably not as productive in earning money. But if you're making a whole lot of money and don't have time with your family, or your health suffers, that's a bad problem. If you don't have enough money, it's hard to give back to society, to spend time with your family, and take care of your health and your spiritual and emotional life. So all of it is necessary. It's a brilliant philosophy, and I fell in love with it because I had left the law practice to give time to my family and my health and my mental attitude and give back to society. But with giving up good income, all of those things get to be quite a struggle. So the idea that we can have it all is an amazing idea, and Nikken makes it possible. We can dream about it, but Nikken is a vehicle to make it happen. So modern life is filled with stress, and that's what affects all 5 pillars. And it can be financial, it can be health, it can be the sandwich generation, it can be kids not doing well in school or not sleeping, whatever it is, stress can be huge. And the number 1 stress that people are aware of usually is finances. And it may be health, but then where does the money come from to take care of health? So those are the 2 biggies, health and finances, and Nikken really addresses them well. This is a diagram of the 4 quadrants that Kiyosaki developed, and let me get rid of the picture there. Sorry. I'm trying to hide the video here. Okay. The left side of the picture is where we have no leverage. We sell our time for money. And as a lawyer, that's what I did as an employee. And then when I became self-employed as a personal counselor, I only made money when I was sitting in front of a client and charging them by the hour. So I had control over my time, but I was not leveraging. I had to sell hour by hour, and if I wasn't there, nothing happened. On the right side is where most people want to get, either being a business owner or an investor. McDonald's, we don't approve of their basic dietary recommendations, but it is the model for a great system for being a business owner. However, it takes $1 million or $2 million to really make a living as a business owner. But you do get to leverage the efforts of others. As an investor, you really leverage your money and invest it in other people's businesses or your own. And 95% of the wealth is earned by 5% of the population who are business owners or investors. 95% of our population controls only 5% of the wealth, and they are the employees and self-employed. So it's good to try to get from the left side to the right side, but how do you do that? As I said, it's very expensive to start your own business. So what many people today are doing is joining the gig economy, and that's where you have itinerant kinds of employment, temporary engagements or side engagements. And the millennials are really embracing this approach because they know that they see in their parents and grandparents that the corporations aren't taking care of us anymore. Retirement has disappeared in the recession and so on. And the gig economy is demonstrated by the success of Uber, which has gone from millions to billions just in 5 years, while one of our great corporations, GM, has only gone up by 1 billion over those 5 years. And the other big change in our lives in the last 15 years has been the internet, and the growth in Amazon shows that. Walmart's the biggest distributor of products out of a mortar building and store, but Amazon has increased by a factor of 5, while Walmart stayed the same in 5 years. So the effects of the internet and independent employment like Uber and the gig economy is changing the way we live and work and earn our living. In Nikken, we believe we have the perfect gig because the cost of entry is very low. It's just $99 to join, and then invest in your own health and start sharing it. So it easily integrates into your life. It's a turnkey system. Like McDonald's, only you don't have to invest $1 million. And we have amazing leadership development plan as well. So it is a perfect gig. And we are able to leverage the efforts of others, and we help each other as collaborative entrepreneurs. We get our products, we share them, and we invite people to be customers and partners with us in the business. And Nikken does all the heavy lifting. They do the inventory, the R&D, the warehousing, the operations, the accounting, and then they pay us the commissions and special incentives and bonuses and so on. And the core of it, of course, is our products. Many companies start with some products, but Nikken has absolutely unique patented wellness products, and they really started the whole idea of bringing natural earth energy back into our lives. And they developed sleep and nutrition and water systems that are based on nature and backed by science. And they've also done amazing work in air and light as well. And this whole wellness home concept creates a cash flow engine. So it's not just selling one product or one bottle of vitamins every month. It really is about building a wellness home to create the ideal environment for the body to keep itself healthy and youthful. So you have the initial startup, then monthly buy the vitamins and skincare, then upgrade to a whole wellness home and invite friends and family to do the same thing. And then Nikken is always innovating and coming out with other patented health support products. Truly amazing. This is our core circle of influence model, and it's us in the middle with a wellness home of our own, and then 5 customers or more that are building their wellness home, and 3 leaders who have joined us as partners to share with more. And it's all about teaching those 3 to reach their 3 and get their customers and get their wellness home. And then we mentor each other, and we call it the ABC system. And you can learn more about that from your mentors. And it's all about supporting each other. Everybody in Nikken wants everybody to succeed. We have 7 billion people that need to know about the wellness home. So we're always helping each other. And the silver, gold, platinum, diamond is just as we become more valuable, have bigger organizations, more valuable to the company. This is a wonderful diagram of the power of one apple seed. If it's planted properly and nurtured, can be responsible for thousands and even millions of apples. And some of the people who have worked with Nikken a long time are responsible for hundreds of thousands of people improving their health. And this is a wonderful diagram. It's a cone of creativity with you at the top with your wellness home. If you choose to do the business, you help people by gathering your 5 customers and your 3 leaders. And when they do the same, that's 9 leaders, 27 leaders, 81 leaders, and each of them have their customers. So they're changing the planet, helping people. And up at the top on the picture shows the profit that comes to you by building this awesome organization. And our goal is every home a wellness home. These are all the different ways that Nikken rewards us for sharing about the technologies and the business. And now we're going to turn to the active wellness home. Let's learn more about the home itself. So I'm going to stop the share and introduce Hattiejane. I'm going to unmute you, Hattiejane Daracourt. She works with me on this presentation. And Hattiejane, please go ahead with sharing more about our wellness home.
Thank you so much, Randy, because I am truly passionate about the products. Back in 1995, I was introduced, and I was curious about, because in the public, we were hearing more and more about our technology, and it sounded strange. So I went to a lecture and learned more about it and how it was. And because I was familiar with energy motion through shiatsu and acupuncture, I thought, well, yeah, no, this is good stuff. Yeah, they're really good stuff. But I don't know if the American public's ready for it. Well, as you know, a few millionaires have shown me they were. But I still continued being a skeptic, but I knew that my patients, because my exposure to health was a great deal of dealing with medical surgical nursing in university hospitals. And at that point, I'd been in nearly 30 years. And pain was a big problem. Now, I didn't think that they could replace the treatment of the doctors, but it could really help an adjunct to help them deal with discomfort, help them deal with problems until they could get the medicine. So I bought the insoles, which is our very first product that was created in Japan, and stuck them in my shoes and drove home 10 o'clock at night. I'd start at 5 o'clock in the morning and on icy roads. And halfway back from Baltimore to Washington, D.C., I was wide awake and I was alert and I was comfortable. Okay, they have something here. This is worth it. So the next week, I took my mortgage money back up and joined. In those days, we had put down a lot more money than we do now. So I put it down and got started. And I've been doing it ever since. And I have not changed my mind about it at all. It is the most incredible adjunct for people's health in so many ways. And so many, oh my goodness gracious. Now I just get it better and really introduce it to more people. After all, after years of working and so forth, my candle might be getting a little shorter. I may get to over 100, but it's not guaranteed. None of our lives are guaranteed. And talking about guaranteed, we look at the kids today, and it's so different with the electronics they have. All the kids are on, and myself too. Now I've got this little fancy phone. I'm on it too, looking at electronics, and just think. But we're not getting, the kids are not getting out, and they're not playing. They're not developing friendships that are person to person, face to face. We're dealing through electronics and chitter chatter, which is good in its process, but there's some really alarming concerns. We're aware of us as adults getting fatter, and we look around and we realize our kids are pretty substantial. There are a lot more that are rounder than are skinnier in some areas. And now that I'm into the being in a more health conscious group of people, because we are working with these products, we're looking at our diet, we're looking at our nutrition, we're looking at how food is prepared and how food is served and dealt with, and we're finding out we need answers. This isn't working well. Our kids are heading for a real serious problem. We've seen it more and more. But the Nikken product line was developed to help people relax and be able to have more energy to deal with life and have a fuller life dealing with their family. And it's continued that way. The stress, the amount of sleep the depth and range of sleep that you get, the water that's not a choice. I mean, it's not when you choose a coffee or tea or a soda. It's not a choice. It's a necessity. If your body doesn't have the adequate amount of water to hydrate itself and work itself, well, we just kind of rust inside, I think someone said. Sounds pretty good. And we don't work as well. We don't realize it because we're just living. But if once we found an answer, and the water tastes so good because it's filtered so deep and it's filtered so well, and then the technology applied, and so we absorb it so much better. The nutritionals that they pick out are from whole foods and from organic whole foods. They don't have additional chemicals added to them so that we like the taste, so we'll buy it more. They don't have the additional sugar added, so we get a little more addicted to it. No, it is developed to help our bodies, our minds work so much better and have our energy so much more consistent. Even the skincare, which is a huge component of our lives, is also addressed. There's just each and every product on its own can make a big difference in someone's life, and it has made in mine, but put together. And so that's why the wellness homes become so critical, because it becomes our own personal greenhouse, own personal sanctuary that we can grow and develop and live healthier and have a choice. Even being just a straightforward consumer, not even getting in the business, you are just blessed. So check us out. Check it out. Honest Engine, you really need to feel the difference for yourself. So try a product that you think you were curious about and see how you feel. I think you're going to be surprised, and you're going to want to know more about us. Thank you, Randy.
Thanks, Hattiejane. Really appreciate it. I love your enthusiasm and your background as a nurse, and knowing that this is all about supporting the body from the inside out naturally. You know, there's a great place for modern medicine and nursing, but we can do so much for ourselves, self-care, being healthy by choice, not by chance. So today I have a special guest, Yoko Zhu, also, who's going to share her story for us. And so Yoko, I will unmute you. Let's see, where are you? Oh, I don't see you on my list. Here we go. You're down here. There you go. All right. So, Yoko, you're in California. We have people all over the world in Nikken. And if you would share what caught your attention. I know you came from corporate background, and what got your attention with Nikken, and tell us your favorite stories of what the technologies have done for you. I think you'll have to unmute yourself. I don't seem to be able to unmute you. Yoko. Are you there, Yoko? Oh, she's frozen. Let's see. There she is. Okay.
Unstable. I apologize.
Okay, we got you now.
Okay, let's see how long I can last. I'm sorry. I'm here today to share my story, and my story is the same. And I found Nikken through purchasing the product. And I watched my sister purchase the Plymag water unit and the sleep system, which is a topper, a pillow, and a comforter. And in a matter of a couple months, I saw a woman that had lower back issues most of her life since a teenager, that used to walk around in like an older lady. And in that same couple month period, start walking upright and smiling more. And I just asked her, what are you doing? And so I purchased it as a skeptic and saying, I have nothing wrong with me, but why not feel better? And in a period of about 3 months, at that time, I was in my mid-50s and fully retired. And so I noticed in that hitting the 50s, my multitasking, I was a little bit slower, and I wasn't happy about it. And so interestingly, in a period of 3 months, I was multitasking again. And I woke up every morning. I'm a very, I call it hyperactive person, and I woke up with more energy. So it just freaked me out. I had to find out more about this. I'm a person that worked in corporate America, and I said, why haven't I heard about Nikken? I read the Wall Street over 30 years, and I said, I'd never heard of this company. And then I realized what it is. It's substantial. It's cash rich. It has no debt. And I said, how can this be? So my whole story started from what I consider as a business perspective, not looking for a business, but wanting to buy product or be connected to something that always had integrity. So all of the things that I was missing in corporate America, I find through my research in the first 6 months, this can't be true. And so I started going to a few events, and I met people, and I said, I can't believe these people. They're all happy. They all look good. And what's going on? So it's the world's biggest secret as far as I'm concerned. And it's up to me, and this is my goal. That's what my goal was when I started, to share this with the younger generations. I've always been someone that has thrived in business and love working with people and having what I consider is having young people develop. It's called mentoring now. And so the whole point here was, it was a wonderful opportunity for me to now share something that is in desperate need, not only because of American health system, which is not a health system, it's a sick care system. And then also as far as a business opportunity. Kids these days are not going to have retirement funds. I mean, we don't even have it as boomers. So all the I call it safeguards in business and life in finance are slowly diminishing. So combination health and finance, I mean, it makes sense, Hattiejane. I mean, you were just talking about, Randy, you were talking about finance and stress. I mean, that's what it is, health and finance. So here is an opportunity for me, and whoever wants to join the boat, we're here to help you. And my point is, let's help the new generations. Hattie, you were talking about health issues. Yeah, not only health issues. I mean, look where we can help our children. our grandchildren. So for me, it's a wonderful, wonderful situation that I think that we're blessed to be able to know about. And now it's our journey to share it with others, especially the millennials and Gen Xs, so they are aware that there are choices, like you said, Randy.
That's so important, Yoko. Thank you. And the young people, they realize, many of them, that they need to guard their health right now, mm-hmm. rather than get dependent on medications prematurely. And so can you share your favorite story about helping people close to you with the technologies? I love what you said about the corporation. I had worked in as a lawyer with corporate law, and it was a delight to find a corporation that was really full of integrity, had a real mission that it carried out, and didn't have debt, and was really dedicated to helping people grow in all 5 pillars. It's truly amazing. But if you can share your own product story.
My product story basically is I had dry skin, dry hair. I had the medical system at 28 years old took my thyroids out, and that gave me a lifetime of imbalance and artificial hormones. And in that process, they also gave me my first prescriptive hormone, which in 10 years was taken off the market because it killed my bone density. So I had, from 28 years old, a terrible experience of Western medicine, and therefore, of course, you would see where I would look for other natural options. So when I bought the water system, I mean, my skin started hydrating, and I would stop flaking after less than a year. I mean, it was amazing. I have people tell me that I have wonderful hair. It's been 15 years with Nikken. It's not my hair, it's the water. I always tell people you have to have good water. I have wonderful skin because it's also because of the water and skin products and all of the nutritionals that I've been taking through the years. I take no prescriptions. The doctors, at least 15 years ago, wanted me to take a cholesterol med. They wanted me to take a blood pressure med, and they also wanted me to take, lastly, a blood sugar, because I was borderline in all areas. I take none of them. I just happen to improve my regular diet, and I also take Nikken supplements like Ciaga and the bergisterol and jade greenzymes, and I'm on a bone regimen. My bone regimen with Nikken, instead of taking the bisphosphonates, can't even pronounce it, then my bone density has maintained itself and increased. So here I am, 74, starting at probably in my mid-60s. How can I go in the last 10 years? This is like to my doctors. Now they don't even question it. Says, do you have any patients like me? 10 years, I have the same or better improved. A couple of areas have improved. And I said, do you have any patients like me that are improving in 10 years and not going the opposite way? And they can't answer anything, because it's true. There are very, very few people, but I guarantee you the majority of them are people that are aware of Nikken. So, I mean, look at the secrets. I mean, that's just one itty bitty out of hundreds. I have at least 500-600 customers that I've developed over the last 15 years, and it's gratifying. I have a 92-year-old woman that takes no meds, and she's gotten better in the 15, she's my third customer than when I started. She's gotten better since she's been on our supplements. So they're whole food, they're real food, and that's why your body reacts to it. So it's amazing. I think that one of the talk about insoles, Hattie, I had a plumber, and he was probably my 4th or 5th early customer. He had 3 toes with no feeling for over 5 years. He was on the verge of amputation in the next year or 2. His wife comes in. We get him a couple of pairs of insoles, one to wear to work every day, the other one to go to sleep with, because I told him, if you want to get something done, do it 24/7. So we did that. And in a matter of a year and a half, he started getting tingling back. In less than 2 years, he had feeling in all toes. But the funny part of this is 5 years later, he comes walking to me and says, Yoko, I need to buy a couple of more insoles. I said, Dennis, Dennis threw them away because he said he was cured. And I said, Dennis, did you change your diet? Did you do anything to help yourself with your diabetic issues? He says, no. But at any rate, my point is now at least a good 6-7 years have passed and he's not returned. So I'm sure he's fine. But the point I'm making is, how can something that Western medicine says you have to do to take prescriptions, and we do it with a pair of magnetic insoles? It's nature. It's Mother Nature taking care of us, just like we should take care of our planet, which ideally Nikken also does. Everything is biodegradable. It's all green. Our products are all whole food. They're organic. You can go on forever. So if you think about what we have, it's almost like in a utopia, really, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think there's anything close.
Thanks, Yoko. Yes, we talk about active lifestyle and self-care and the Nikken lifestyle. And it really is the only company in the world that is completely dedicated to creating the ultimate wellness environment in our homes and around our bodies. And you've covered it so well. Thank you so much for sharing, Yoko. Do you have last 30 seconds you'd like to share with anybody new who's looking at it for the first time?
Well, I think the most important thing all of us can do is just what I consider is ask what they are looking for or what we can help them with. And then from that point, whether it's their health issue, their finance issue, their family issue, it's really an important thing to have the understanding of which way to go. And so I always try to find out what I can assist them with initially. And then from that particular point, you just share your stories. And when you see someone that's having financial difficulty, you just give them the option. These are all options. Like you say, these are all choices to be healthier in our body, mind, family, society, and finances. I just think it's almost too good to be true. And so many people, I think, take a while, so like you say, start with a product or two. I always start with the water and sleep. And I make that aware. They should be aware of the impact, and then they make their own choices. And the only time that I could say that the products are not as effective for people is when they don't use it. It's just like anything else, So you can only do so much, and like you say, then one day they'll make their own decisions, or you just go on and you go on to the next. So all I can say is whoever is listening, just check it out and you make your choice. We're here. Exactly.
Thank you so much, Yoko. I'm going to go back to a couple of closing slides here. So let's begin your success story of active wellness and living a life in balance in the 5 pillars of health. We invite you to become a customer, get the products so that you see what they are capable of doing. There's nothing else like them on the planet except out there in total nature. And you can become a part-time entrepreneur when you start sharing with people. Nikken will send you money like clockwork. And you can even make a whole career of it, as many of us have, with being a full-time entrepreneur. And residual income is amazing. Like Yoko said, the retirement incomes that our grandparents had from their corporations just don't exist anymore, and we've changed careers 5 to 7 times nowadays. We don't have that retirement just waiting for us. But residual income from the people we've helped with Nikken can truly make the difference. So please check out Nikken and get with the person who sent you to this webinar. And thank you for joining us. Thank you, Hattiejane. Thank you, Yoko. Appreciate you sharing, and have a great week.